始めていいですか
Giovanna versus Faust. Duel 1. Let's rock.
This game is so much fun to play. I wanted to share my experience playing through the Tri Beta this weekend and how much fun it was for me to learn how deep the mechanics of this game goes, how much systems this game has to offer, how much fun this game has to offer, even for a beta. The combos and the moves have so much weight and impact to them. When you hit somebody and you land a long combo, you're like, damn, that feels good. I want to do that again. You know, the game looks phenomenal, and that goes without saying. Its Arc System Works and their animators and artists are top tier at their jobs. Like, at this point, what can't they do? But even though I was getting destroyed and losing like 98% of the matches I was playing, and a lot of them in embarrassing fashion, I was still learning and I was still having fun doing so. You know, like you can take a loss in a fighting game, but it's how you learn from it is another step in a process to learning, right? You can sit there and mope about it and be depressed about it. Yeah, you lost and it sucks. No one likes getting their ass kicked, right? But you can take something out of that loss and figure out, okay, I didn't do a lot of, let's say, I didn't burst in situations where I should have, and that led me to taking unnecessary damage, or I'm pressing way too many buttons when I really shouldn't, or maybe if I just be patient and block, that'd be a useful tip too, you know. But it's still fun for me to learn, and I can't wait for this game to come out and for me to get more time with Giovanna and just learn and get better with her. With Strive, it's not my first fighting game. I've definitely played a lot of fighting games in my lifetime. Street Fighter Alpha 3 and CVS 2 being among the first fighting games that I ever played. Third Strike, Street Fighter 4 and 5, MK9, MK10, MVC 3, Skullgirls, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and Xrd Rev 2, just to name a few. I love fighting games, but there were a lot of factors that got in the way of me getting good at those games. I love them to death, but I just could never commit my time and commit myself to learning those games. But with Strive, it feels different to me. It feels like this is a game that I can put time into it, put effort into it, and I will get better. And I will learn the game and I will get better at the game, right? And there's a lot of factors that comes into play with that. It's not just about picking up the game and just willing myself to getting better at the game. Like, no, there's a few factors that come into play that help me and helps my learning process to getting better at a fighting game. Finding a character that looks cool to you is one of the most important aspects to me. It's top on my list of things that is necessary for me to learn a fighting game. I would like to find a character that looks cool and could do cool shit. That's why when I was playing Alpha 3 when I was younger, Karen was that character. And she goes down for me as my favorite fighting game character of all time, with Sakura coming in at a close second. Giovanna fits that build perfectly. When her debut trailer showed up, I knew right away this is a character that I'm gonna enjoy playing. This is the character that I'm gonna main that's gonna get me into playing Strive. And lo and behold, when I finally do get into the beta and I start playing as her, everything just comes together naturally. She looks cool, she's fun to play, she animates so well. She has a nice little spirit puppy with her that makes her kicks, like, it accentuates that even more. You know, like she has everything for me, and I'm enjoying my time playing with her, and I can't wait for it to come out so I can just continue to play and continue to learn with her, because I can already see on combo videos and what people are doing online and what I already ran into online. She can do some pretty insane stuff, and it's only scratching the surface of what she can do, but finding that character is super important, and I can't stress that enough. I remember Xrd Rev 2 went on sale a while back, and I bought it just to try it out, just to feel how Guilty Gear is, and playing with Jam and Eno. I loved it. I loved them, and I loved how they played, and I'm happy to see that Eno is going to be in the base roster of the game, and I hope that Jam actually makes it into the game as DLC whenever she does, if it's season 1, season 2, season 3, whatever. I just hope she gets into the game because I think Jam has a lot of interesting concepts that can thrive in this game. She would excel in this game, I would feel like. And when you find those fighters and you get to learn them, you hope that the game's systems and the game's mechanics are just as fun, right? It's not only just the character, it's like a whole mixture of things, from the character to the mechanics of the game to the online as well. And speaking to the online, it's such a relief to see how well this game runs. It brings clarity of mind to me, knowing that I won't be second guessing myself if I'm the one lagging, if my opponent's lagging, if my inputs are going to come out. Can I even predict what my opponent's going to do as we're stuttering and teleporting across the place? It gets in the way of playing the game, and it makes it unenjoyable. You can't play the game when that's all you're thinking about, when that's all that's constantly running back and forth in my mind. Out of all the matches that I played, there was only one match that was unplayable, that had visible lag, that was stuttering, it was chopping up. The prompt that keeps saying connecting, trying to reestablish connection to the opponent, something like that. That prompt kept showing up every time. It was like 700 milliseconds. It was pretty bad, but after that match, I never had that bad of a connection again. All the connections after that were solid and really good, and I was playing people in Japan from the East Coast. So I hope this game does well, because if this game does well, it can show to other people, to other developers, that this is how fighting games should be run online. And it will also help the longevity of the game, that people won't be dropping it early, people won't be like giving up on it like 2 to 3 months like in any other fighting game that comes out. You'll get a lot of matches within the first couple of months, but then after that, the 4th month, you can't really find much. I don't think that's going to be the case with Strive. I think Strive's going to be flourishing for a very long time, and this game is going to have a very healthy future. But yeah, I still have much to learn with this game. I'm still learning that I have a burst mechanic. I'm forgetting that I even have that in most of my matches. Like, should be bursting out of stuff, and to stop taking unnecessary damage, stop pressing buttons when I shouldn't be, like blocking appropriately at the right times, learning which moves are safe with Giovanna and when I should use them, and how I should be able to get in with her mobility options and all that. There's a whole lot of stuff that I still need to learn and get used to with this game, and the replay system in this game is going to help me a lot, because I'm using a fight stick for the first time in years. I'm using a Quamba drone, and I'm noticing my execution is piss poor. I'm missing a lot of my attacks, or I'm doing the motion, but maybe my timing is off and the move's not coming out at the right time when it should be. So going back in the replay, looking at my motions, looking at what my hand is doing, that's going to help me as well. Watching back my replays in general is going to help me, because I'm seeing a lot of mistakes that I was doing now, looking at it with a fresh mind than I was in that match, like in the heat of the moment. So when I go back to the game, I'm going to know a lot more, I'm going to learn a lot more, and I'm going to take the things that I learned, and hopefully that's going to help the process, and that's going to help speed it up for me. I'm happy with the beta overall. I'm happy with the game. The game feels really fun to play. It feels amazing to play. I'm happy with Giovanna, and I can't wait to play as Ino when she comes out in the full release of the game. But until then, there's going to be a lot of downtime, so I think I'm just going to be playing a lot of Street Fighter and getting used to my stick then, and then when Strive comes back out, then I'll go full force, go head first into that game and start learning everything that I can about that game and trying to get better, because that's my goal really at the end of the game. At the end of the day, that's my goal, is just trying to get better at Strive, trying to get better at fighting games overall, because I love them and I always wish that I could be better at them. But I know that I can. It's just going to take some time, it's going to take some effort, and I have to be patient with myself at the most. Just try to be patient with myself. I know it's gonna get frustrating. I know things are gonna get bad, but as long as I can keep myself in it, then I can see myself getting better at these games. But to sum this up in like 2 words, it's overwhelming positivity. I'm hyped for the full release of this game in April, and I can't wait for it. But for those who come across this, I'd love to know what your experience was with the beta, how you enjoyed Strive, and how you tackle learning fighting games. I feel it's nice to hear how we all learn fighting games, because everyone's different, right? We all have our own ways of learning and approaching things. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every bit of it. This is Moonlight signing out, and I'll see you guys later.